Redditors who attended high school with a celebrity, what were they like in school? My high school computer science teacher went to high school with Obama. He didn't really say much other than that he was pretty chill and that he smoked a lot of the dank. Chris Angel went to my high school. He came back to film an episode of Mind Freak and we all got very excited, except nothing happened. Finally the episode airs on TV and it shows footage of the exterior of our school, but then him doing his magic tricks in soundstage classrooms with actor kids who didn't go to our school. It was kind of a letdown, especially since throughout the episode he keeps talking about how excited he is to be back at his old school. I went to the same high school as Leonardo DiCaprio, albeit 20 years later. I did, however, have the same math teacher that he had. He told us about how DiCaprio would never do homework etc. and when confronted, he told the teacher that he didn't need math because he was going to be an actor. My teacher responded sarcastically, "Yeah sure, let me know when you win an Oscar." Two friends went to school with Kim Jong-un in Bern, Switzerland. He was always accompanied by two older Asian dudes and wasn't too much into socializing. The one thing he loved was basketball, it was his true passion. He always walked around in Jordan sneakers. Someday he just disappeared and hasn't been seen until years later as the new leader of North Korea. Oh, and he even once told them in school that he was the son of a great dictator, but they just laughed and nobody believed him. They don't laugh anymore now. Ariana Grande. Interesting story, the boy she dated in high school left her because she wasn't a good girlfriend. Who would have known what she'd become in the next few years? I'd imagine he hates his life. Not me, but my mom went to school with Tom Hanks. He was a really nice guy, who was very active in school clubs and activities because apparently he didn't have the greatest home life. She was also a huge bitch to him from the sound of it. He even sent in a video of himself to be shown at their high school reunion about a month ago. Was, and still is, an all-around great guy it seems like. The girl who does the voice for Dora the Explorer played her in beer pong once at a party after homecoming. She would do the voice right before I shot and would freak me out. I went to high school with Natalie Portman. I was a sophomore and she was a senior when she made her breakthrough in The Phantom Menace. I never talked to her or anything, but my friend's older brother kinda knew her, took a few classes together. He said she was always pretty cool and never had a big ego. She also signed his yearbook, which he sold on eBay for a couple grand a few years after graduating. Chris Pratt. Super nice guy. If memory serves me right, he was on the football team and in drama club. Went to school with the girl from the R. Kelly video? The one that got peed on. I went to high school with Chris Colfer. That kid on Glee. He was a jerk to me during classes and he claims to have had a terrible high school experience because he got bullied or something. Fuck that guy. Not high school but an old friend of mine lived next door to that Robert Pattinson dude from Twilight for a little while when they were really young. My friend was about 4 or 5, in a sandpit with him across from her house. She made him eat sand and he cried. Now every time I see his dumb face in the media that's all I can think of and I laugh. I went to school with Bono, was and still is, an absolute wanker. My roommate went to school with Taylor Swift and I went to school with her cousin. Both say she was spoiled rotten and a royal bitch before she was famous and her cousin said it only got worse once she was famous. I went to secondary school with Chris Smalling, a defender for Manchester United. He said "you alright" to me once. Great day. Taylor Swift went to middle school with one of my best friends. Apparently she was actually a huge bully who played up the whole rich girl persona. She also locked my friend in a locker. He's the nicest guy and I have no reason to think he'd make this up. To this day he will never listen to or buy one of her songs because he says she's a liar and bully who only got famous because of her rich father. Part of the reason she moved was because no one liked her, but no one liked her because she was just apparently an asshole. Granted this was middle school, and all kids are assholes at that age, but I can't help but have some disdain for her because of this. My dad was friends with Stephen Fry in college. He says he was the funniest man he'd ever met. Went to school with Daniel Radcliffe, Never talked to him properly, but we were often warned in assemblies not to talk to him or ask for autographs or shout spells at him. Anyway, one day it turned out some older boys locked him on the school roof telling him to fly away, and he left shortly after. Feel sorry for the guy. My mom went to high school with Johnny Depp back in Florida. She was actually very close friends with his sister, Christina, I believe. Anyway, my grandpa will tell you Johnny was the weirdest fucking kid on the block. Not too well liked in school either, not because he was a dick. Just weird. I went to school with Sam Smith, the singer. Cool guy, openly gay in a Catholic school, made it very obvious. Very friendly to everyone, really nice guy. His sister was in my year and he was 2 years above me. I currently go to the same school as Chandler Riggs, Carl on The Walking Dead. We're a grade level apart, so I don't really know him at all aside from in passing between classes. He looks shorter in real life, and carries a bunch of books around. He also doesn't look as rough as the show, obviously. Other than that, he mostly keeps to himself and seems like a nice guy. He always has friends around him. No one really brings up the show or yells Coral at him, as I'm pretty sure there was a student who did that when he first started going here that got in trouble for doing something along those lines. I went to high school with Stevie Wonder. We didn't really see each other much,